Hi everyone, welcome to today's class on chemical reactions and equations. We will be discussing about oxidation and reduction today. To understand this, we will first take a look of a reaction. You can see a piece of copper is being heated. Now see the changes which are happening. You can see a black coating is formed on the surface of copper, and this black coating is CuO. Now what we do is we pass hydrogen through it and see what happens. See the change when hydrogen is passed through it. Let us discuss it in detail. Copper reacted with oxygen to produce CuO, which is black. Now here you can see the copper is adding oxygen. Since it is a reaction where oxygen is added, we call it oxidation. So in this reaction you can see copper is adding oxygen, therefore copper is getting oxidized. Copper is adding oxygen. Now let us see what happened when hydrogen was passed through CuO. You have observed that you got copper back. This happened because hydrogen removes oxygen from CuO. So basically CuO is losing oxygen, therefore it is a reduction process. So CuO is getting reduced because it is losing oxygen. CuO is removing oxygen from it. Let us see more examples now. You have already observed the burning of magnesium in oxygen. Magnesium reacts with oxygen to produce magnesium oxide, and magnesium is adding oxygen, therefore magnesium is oxidized in this reaction because oxygen is added here on magnesium. Another example, if zinc oxide is treated with carbon, you will be getting zinc and carbon monoxide. Here, as you can see, zinc oxide is removing oxygen. A reaction where oxygen is removed is a reduction, and the substance which is removing oxygen is getting reduced. Therefore, zinc oxide is reduced. Carbon is adding oxygen, therefore carbon is oxidized. Zinc oxide is removing oxygen, therefore it is reduced. Another example, this is manganese oxide, MnO2, manganese oxide plus hydrochloric acid, and the products are MnCl2 manganese chloride plus water plus chlorine. Now observe this reaction and see which substance is getting oxidized and which substance is getting reduced. You can see manganese oxide is removing oxygen, therefore manganese oxide is reduced, and because oxygen is removed from it. Similarly, if you see hydrochloric acid, HCl, it is removing hydrogen, therefore this is getting oxidized. So HCl is getting oxidized in this process. Now let us summarize it. Where oxygen is added is oxidation, hydrogen is added is reduction. If oxygen is added or hydrogen is removed, it is oxidation. We can define it in terms of oxygen as well as hydrogen. Where oxygen is removed and hydrogen is added, then it is a reduction process. Let us examine the effect of oxidation and reduction in daily life. effects of oxidation and reduction. Now you can see some iron bolt which is rusted, a piece of copper pipe which is also corroded, and a silver spoon is corroded. Now it is important to understand that it is not only iron which is getting corroded, there are other metals also which gets corroded. Just like iron gets corroded, copper also gets corroded, silver also gets corroded. So what exactly is corrosion? You can see three metals here: iron, copper and silver. And it is important to understand that it is not only iron which gets corroded, copper also gets corroded, silver also gets corroded. So let us understand what corrosion is all about. Iron gets corroded because iron reacts with the substances which are present in the atmosphere, like oxygen, moisture. So when a metal is attacked by the substances present around it in the surroundings, like moisture or oxygen or acids, the process is called corrosion. So substances around the metal, which means the substances which are present in the atmosphere, like moisture, air or acid. So the substance which is formed after corrosion depends on what is present in the atmosphere. So here in the case of iron, you can see a reddish brown colored substance. Copper is giving a green coating, and silver is becoming black. Another effect of oxidation and reduction. Now we will learn a concept called rancidity. You must have observed these chips packets. It's filled with some gas. You must have observed this, and it is packed in airtight containers. So why is it packed in airtight containers, and why is it filled with some gas? And which gas is used for this? These eatables contain oils and fats, and these oils and fats can undergo oxidation. And once they're oxidized, they become rancid. Rancid means the taste changes as well as smell changes. So there is a change in taste as well as a change in smell. So to prevent this from getting spoiled like this or getting rancid like this, we flush it with a gas which does not allow it to undergo oxidation. So gases like nitrogen is used because without oxygen, oxidation cannot take place. So anything which prevents oxidation is called an antioxidant. Thus rancidity can be prevented, and that is the reason these packets are filled with the gases except oxygen. Gases like nitrogen can be used.